Hello, everybody. Today I want to talk about standing on the outside looking in, which is actually a song, an Australian song, standing on the outside looking in. Anyway, I won't sing anymore. That's not going to be a good move. But it's a great song if you haven't heard it. Standing on the Outside Looking In by Cold Chisel, I think, or Jimmy Barnes. Anyway, I was reading his book actually recently, and it made me think about the fact that I always felt that way. You know, when I was a school kid, I never felt like I belonged. I always felt like I was standing on the outside looking in. And I don't think anyone would have guessed this because I was the perfect chameleon. I was the ultimate people pleaser. You know, I studied everyone around me and I did what they did to blend in. I could fit in with the cool kids and the nerdy ones alike. I knew how to morph myself and sort of have their opinions, dress like they did, be like they was. And I always appeared fun, confident. I was always the clown, the life of the party. But if I was at that party, I would have felt like deep down, I felt really like I didn't belong, that I was never good enough, that I wasn't like them. And that feeling of otherness and not fitting in followed me into adulthood. At work, it just simply turned into imposter syndrome. You know, that feeling of when are they going to find me out for the fraud that I really am? How the hell did I get this job? I don't even know what I'm doing, that sort of thing. And so all my life, I felt disconnected from the others and the outside world, like I was on the outside looking in. It's a good way of putting it, actually. And worse, while I was in that isolated place, my inner voice tormented me and it would just beat me over the head all the time. You know, why did you say such a stupid thing? That girl is so much prettier and smarter than you. Look, that person thinks you're an idiot. You look ugly today. You know, all of those things that you say to yourself that you'd never say to your best friend. So why do we do it to ourselves? We just torment ourselves. But that was what my inner voice was like all the time. Does that sound familiar to you? You know, look at that cat. How cute is that? Audrey Hepburn kitty. And so I just felt really isolated and alone, as I said, even when I was in a crowded room. But then I had this realization that this disconnection from others wasn't the real problem. It was that I was disconnected from myself. You know, the more I shape-shifted to fit into what I thought everyone else wanted me to be, the more I changed my appearance, my opinions to fit in, the more I people pleased and second guessed everyone I came into contact with, the further away from myself I became, the more disconnected I came from me. And I was so far, when I realized this, I was so far from who I really was. I'd lost myself completely. And I have so many women who come to me. Every day I talk to them and they say, I don't know who I am anymore. I've lost myself completely. I don't feel I fit in or belong even when I'm in a crowded room. And, you know, and when you have lost yourself like that, you start to react. What happens is this: you start to react emotionally to everyone around you and everything that happens to you. You react based on them and you modify your behavior to suit them. But you know, that's never going to fill the void inside, because you'll start to compare yourself to other women and feel less than. You'll depend your entire self-worth and happiness on others or what happens externally. And no one is ever going to complete you if you don't even know who you are yourself. How can they? And I realized that I had to find me. That was the answer. And that's when I was really shocked, because I looked inside and what I found was this frightened little girl. I was really shocked because I was this tough girl, confident, strong. That wasn't me. But I found her, and she was the one driving the steering wheel of my life. She was the one reacting, who felt scared, who felt she didn't belong. The little girl that just did not feel good enough, who had never felt good enough my entire life. She was the little girl who had found the courage to leave an abusive man, but was now so scared of vulnerability that I was pushing the nicest man I ever met away because I was too scared of getting close to him. She had the hands on the steering wheel, and she nearly cost me the relationship I've got now, 3 decades later, because she was pushing him away. What if, and the voice was going in my head, what if he finds out who you really are, that imposter, the woman who's flawed? What if he discovers you're really damaged? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with me? That's what I used to ask myself all the time. And that's what a lot of women ask me as well. And this is the same man who's adored me and brought out the best in me for nearly 30 years. Thank God he stayed strong for me and just did not go anywhere, because, man, I really tried to push him away. And, you know, luckily I had that light bulb moment, because I realized I couldn't change anyone or anything else outside of me, but I could change me. And I realized if I could nurture and heal that scared little girl inside me, heal her wounds, whatever they were, I could find my way back to myself, to the most aligned, confident, authentic self, the rational, higher self, and step into the adult that I needed to be to take charge of my life, take the little girl's hands off the steering wheel, take charge of my life, and take my power back. The woman who would set strong boundaries, be happy within no matter what happened outside of me, no matter what anyone said or did or what external event happened to me. The one who was happy within, with or without a man. And, you know, I'm not going to say it was easy. It wasn't. You know, I had to face my demons. I had to face all those fears and the shame and the guilt that I'd been running away from and hiding for so long beneath that tough, strong, confident exterior that was just fake. I was pretending all that. But, you know, it was worth it because it was my route to freedom. I stopped reacting emotionally and basing my decisions on fear and insecurity. I confidently chose the life I wanted, the career I was passionate about, and the man who I deserved and was worthy of me, not the other way around. Not am I good enough for him, but the one who was worthy of me. And you can hear there's a really big difference in that. And, you know, what I say to women who say to me, I feel disconnected. And I'm just going to have a quick look if, yeah, sorry, I was just checking the comments there. You know, if you're feeling disconnected from others and that you don't fit in or you belong, if you compare yourself to others all the time, or if your happiness is determined by what happens to you, or by how others feel about you, you've lost yourself. And the child inside of you has taken over the steering wheel of your life. And if she continues to drive your life, guess what's going to happen? You're going to crash, just as I did. Because she's not making the right choices. She's not going down the right path. She's running away from fear and insecurity and just doing whatever she thinks in the moment is going to make herself feel better. You know, Unless you realign yourself and take your power back, you're never going to reach your full potential. You'll push nice girls or guys away and never find that balanced, beautiful, effortless relationship, which I have now. And you'll never know what it's like to live without fear, shame, guilt, or insecurity. You'll never find freedom. It's as simple as that. You know, so Lopez girl says, I stopped this years ago. It's hard to wear a mask to please everyone. Yeah, I know, it's so exhausting. Now I'm 42 and I am who I am. I'm being told I'm rude. It's not that I'm rude. I'm just honest. I'm learning how to smile. Actually, you know what happens? When I first found myself, I went the other way. And in a way, I became a bit too, you know, you go from being a doormat. I went the other way and I went a bit too passive aggressive or aggressive. I thought, right, it's my right to stand up. And sometimes you can go too far and people think, oh, you know, and they recoil from you. And I then had to find the middle ground, which is the calm, confident assertiveness. You know, boundaries are not about confrontation. They're about just calmly, confidently showing the world how you wish to be treated. And I often hear this, that when people start to find themselves and take their power back, they take their power back far too firmly and go too far the other way. So maybe look at that, Lopez's girl. I don't know what your name is, but that's very sweet. Hello to you, the Garden of Love. Thank you. The good girl says, great topic. Hello from New York City. Well, hello from Hong Kong. New York City, wow, you're so under all this snow. I'd be so excited by all that snow. We don't get any in Hong Kong. And the Garden of Love says, it's a process. It is. And Lynette says, amen, sister. Well, amen to you too. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. I'm glad that's resonated with you. I love to see your comments. Let me know if you're feeling disconnected, that you don't quite fit in, that you don't belong. And if you're reacting to the outside world and what happens to you, you know, do you always find that bad things are always happening to you? Life is not meant to be like that. It should not happen to you, but you choose how you would like your life to look and how you would like to respond to it. And that's what I'm talking about. So let me know in the comments below, and thanks for joining me. I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.